After World War II, Hong Kong's economy and society developed rapidly. It becomes one of the world's richest, most economically developed regions and the highest standard of living. But Hong Kong also has serious population problems. Through the graph of core birth rate, we can see that the birth rate in Hong Kong started big drop in 1961 and lasted until 2001. From 2001 to 2011, the fertility rate has been growing again. This is due to the new fertility policy. But since the implementation of the zero quota policy on obstetric service for million women whose bases are not Hong Kong residents in 2013, the number of birth rate dropped again and has been declining in recent years. The low birth rate will lead to aging population and lack of labor force in the economy. Because of population aging, the overall mortality rate and the number of deaths show an increasing trend since 1985. Between 1986 and 2018, tumor, circulatory disease, and respiratory disease were the main causes of death. Total fertility rate in Hong Kong has dropped significantly over the past 13 years. It is mainly caused by the change of marital distribution, which has contributed to about 56% of the decline in the total fertility rate for the period 1976 to 2001. Hong Kong infant mortality and life expectancy rates are the lowest and highest in the world. Those results also suggest of better job security, better reproductive and health care, generally less violent crime with society environments. Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated areas in the world, with an overall density of 16,300 people per square kilometers. However, in terms of the age distribution of population over space, segregation is increasingly evident. The outflow from the inner city area to the new town were largely made up of the newly married couples. Together with their offspring, the aging of the population is much more pronounced in the inner city neighborhoods. By observing the population pyramids, in 2020, the birth rate is low, and the proportion of old people is small. Most of the population is mainly concentrated in the working age of 15 to 64, which lead to low dependency ratios. As the average life expectancy increase and continue low fertility rates, in 2016, Hong Kong will reach an aging population. The trends of later marriage and the low desire for children persist. The lack of labor force supplementation will eventually become the result of demographics. The aging population has always been a demographic problem that faced by Hong Kong. Expected in 2038, the aging 75 or above will increase from 0.57 million to 1.4 million. The main causes is the low fertility rate and the increase in life expectancy. From fertility perspective, it is the long-term consequences of 15-year decline in fertilities. Raising the fertility among married women is not that easy. It might be more effective in trying to persuade the never married to get married at a young age, which would have a much stronger impact in raising the fertility rates. Hong Kong governments can learn from Singapore's relevant subsidy policy. As a measure to encourage childbirth, the Singapore government provides eligible married couples with a subsidy of up to 75% of the cost of associated productive technology treatment, and allow them to enter the medical accounts under the Nation Serving Plan to pay for the relative procedures. In 2017, in Hong Kong with a population of approximately 7.4 million, there were 1.2 million unmarried people over 25 years old. More women than men is one reason why the number of singles in Hong Kong remains high. Among them, the most serious imbalance in the ratio of men and women is precisely in the marriage age group. Compared with women, men's life expectancy is generally shorter, and high-risk industries are generally borne by men. Relatively speaking, men's mortality is relatively high. In order to solve these long-term consequences, the government needs to relax in immigration policy for men to attract more male immigrants to Hong Kong, by increasing social welfare to introduce more highly educated male talents between the age of 25 and 40 from the mainland. Not only has an imbalance in the ratio of men and women been resolved, but also contribute to social development.